feel like you're already doing everything you can when it comes to weight loss, keeping yourself fit and trim as you're getting older, but you're just not getting the results you want or as quickly as you want. You might just be missing a couple pieces of key information of what happens in the kitchen. It's not just what happens in the gym. There's a cool quote that goes, it's 80% what happens in the kitchen and 20% what happens in the gym. Drop an emoji below if you've ever heard that. And that is true. So I am here today to give you some key pieces of information that you can use to help yourself get the results you want in regards to weight loss or preventing that weight gain that can happen to so many of us as we get older. This is even helpful for kids. It does help prevent weight gain in kids. So I'm excited that you're here. My name is Alicia Jones. Welcome back to my channel. You are going to get some cool information today about nutrition made simple. So if I haven't met you yet, I'm so glad you're here. Go ahead and smash that like button. I hope you get value out of today. If you do, please subscribe and go ahead and pass this video along to another woman that you believe it would help in regards to fitness as you're getting older, what you can do to keep yourself fit and trim. So let's dive right in. This is a 5-part video series, real quick and short for you. I want to show you the 3 building blocks of health, how you can use them together to prevent weight gain and lose the weight. And then I'm going to give you a couple quick tips and tricks at the end to kind of tie it all together for you. So let's dive right in. The 3 building blocks of health are macronutrients. And don't worry if that sounds a little bit dietitian-y or nutrition-y. It's just a little bit nutrition-y, but you know what? I'm a lifelong learner and I wonder if you are too. And gosh, I've taught everything. If you don't know my story already, from teaching piano to teaching swim to, teaching in school to teaching online marketing to teaching macronutrients and recipes. And you know what? If I can learn something new, I believe you can too. So we're going to keep it super simple, nutrition made simple. Today we're going to dive into the first building block of health. It is protein, because you know what? Protein is actually what builds this. This is muscle. It's rubber. And it builds muscle in your body. Did you know that the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn by just being alive? Isn't that cool? So 1 pound of muscle can burn up to 70 calories more than 1 pound of fat just by sitting here being alive. So I don't know about you, but I love to keep the fat down. I had to lose 63 of these pounds of fat 6 years ago, and I've been working on increasing the muscle and maintaining and really optimizing my health ever since. So I hope this is helpful for you. The biggest thing when it comes to macronutrients, building blocks of health, is to start with protein. That is the first one. And in protein, I'm going to show you a quick visual here because I like visuals, and I hope you do too. These are Legos. These are Legos, and they represent protein and carbohydrate. We'll get into carbohydrate in the next video, but I wanted to show you this as an example of the size of how much protein you need. We'll get into how and why in the next video. But right now, think of protein as your first building block of health. I'm going to give you some examples because, show and tell is fun, right? Protein can look truly like meat. You probably have seen some sausage, chicken, beef, fish. You can do cheese as a protein. Okay, sliced cheese, string cheese. And of course, you can do protein powder. I would be very thoughtful about your ingredients. If you're okay with dairy, you can always do a whey-based protein powder. Or if you need a little bit cleaner based on your dietary preferences, do a vegan one. I do both depending on my needs. Personally, I'm okay with dairy. I know not everybody is. So just be thoughtful about what works for you. I think vegan protein powder is kind of like a one-size-fits-all problem solver, if you will, because you can do a ton with vegan protein powder, and typically it doesn't bother anybody with food sensitivities or allergies. And I've been through all those allergy protocols, acupuncture, and the whole deal, so I get it. If you are in that situation where you have food allergies or sensitivities, totally recommend just a clean vegan protein powder. Doesn't have to be this brand. I just like this one because it tastes good. So there you go. All right. Oh, something else that works beautifully for protein is nuts. If you don't have a nut allergy, these are awesome. They get into a little bit of healthy fat, but we'll get into that in another video. These are fantastic because they've got 7 grams of protein. And I have other videos about how you can learn to read grams. We'll talk about that too. But today, just give some examples of what you can use for protein. Honestly, my friend, after today's video, if all you did was increase your protein by 1 serving per day, extra scoop of protein powder, extra handful of nuts, grab a string cheese on your way out the door. That alone can start to build your muscle, which burns more calories just by being alive. It's super cool. And that will automatically start reducing the amount of fat that typically for us women, it gets stuck right here, right? It gets in that belly fat area. So difficult to lose, but you can by starting with this Nutrition Made Simple approach, macronutrients, starting with some more protein in your daily diet, in your routine. Now, what I want to tell you though is I'm not talking about greasy pizzas, hot dogs and hamburgers, those kinds of high fat, trans fat. Let's stay away from that. Let's eat really clean and be thoughtful of what goes in our body so we can have the best energy and show up as our best selves, not only for ourselves, but for our family. If you have a work and coworkers, if you're serving in a ministry, you probably need some energy, right? So just be super thoughtful of that. Yep, think I covered all that. So that is your first building block of health. That is macronutrients and how you can use it to help yourself really increase your results in terms of keeping the fat off or losing it. Both of those are effective. Protein is effective for both of those, losing fat and preventing it from gradually coming on, which happens to a lot of us as we get older. And unfortunately, it also happens to children because we're missing some information. So that's what today's video is about, is to fill in those gaps, give you that information. And I hope this has been helpful for you. If so, please drop a hashtag value down below and join me for the next video on our next macronutrient. I'll see you soon.